David Lynch sucks. Now, he recently passed, and that sucks too. But he had a charmed career. I can't think of any filmmaker who sucks so badly, who is so adored and did so well. So before you get angry at me, which you will, just remember he did just fine. So don't cry for him. A lot of friends who I love and respect hold David Lynch in the highest esteem. So, it's just my opinion. So relax. So don't take it personally if I say you're an idiot if you like David Lynch. An idiot who probably likes to wear silly hats because they think that wearing a silly hat makes them look like individuals. An idiot because they're so shallow they think that, wow, look at this guy with the funny hat, he must be interesting. First time I saw anything by David Lynch, I snuck into a movie theater with my friend, into Wild at Heart. We were 13. We snuck in and we watched the scene where Willem Dafoe, I think he's got a gun to Laura Dern, and he keeps telling her to say, F me, and he says it like 20 times, and I guess it's like sexy. And then finally she says, F me, and then he goes, not now, I'm busy, I got things to do, and he just leaves. And then later he blows his own head off with a shotgun accidentally, and he's got weird teeth. That was my introduction to him. So I didn't see the entirety of that movie, except that it was just very over the top, and that's about it. Very silly. Oh, and it was also around that time that Twin Peaks came out. And the thing about Twin Peaks, they kept saying, who killed Laura Palmer? That was the, advertisement for the show. And it was very successful. And there was a little person who would walk around in a dream sequence talking backwards, which obviously Peter Dinklage would not appreciate. Pretty soon, by the way, you're not going to be able to call them little people anymore. It'll be replaced by vertically special. Again, I was 13, and what does a 13-year-old know or care about art or depth? Because obviously David Lynch was trying to pretend that he was deep, right? Although it was made in '86, I think it wasn't until my late teens that I saw Blue Velvet, which wasn't half bad, but it also wasn't half good. From what I remember, it's just a bunch of perverts doing really perverted things, like Dennis Hopper crying and calling Isabella Rossellini mommy or something. Just a lot of twisted, weird, pervert stuff. And then sometime after that I saw Dune, which I thought was okay, whatever, who cares. Same with Elephant Man, okay, whatever, who cares. I think they were both studio films, so I think David Lynch was also, okay, yeah, whatever, who cares. I must have been 25 or something when I saw Eracer Head, when I finally saw Eracer Head, and my opinion of David Lynch changed forever. I invited a fellow film fan over to watch it, and I said, okay, this is supposed to be one of the most groundbreaking movies ever. And he's like, okay, so we sat down, we put it on, and we basically just laughed our heads off at how stupid it was. There's a little lady with chipmunk cheeks who lives in the radiator. He goes to the breakfast table with his parents or something. And there's an egg, and the egg hatches, and a bird, a deformed bird, comes out, and the mother, she starts going, ah, ah, ah. And me and my friend were just marveling at how slow moving the whole thing was, nothing happens. So we started fast forwarding. We're oh my god, 10 minutes, nothing's happened, he's just sitting in a room. And it was at that point that I realized, okay, David Lynch is completely full of crap. This is just pretentious crap. No, I've got nothing wrong with somebody trying to make an artistic movie or to do art, if I believe they're trying. But that's the problem. David Lynch, I'm convinced he was never trying. Or, if you want to say he was trying to do the wrong thing. He was trying to be pretentious. He was trying to fool people into thinking that he was doing something of any depth. But going back to the vertically challenged person in that dream sequence in the Twin Peaks, and connecting that to Eraserhead, David Lynch, in my opinion, I think he was just, all he's doing is turning his dreams into movies. So you have a weird dream where you've got a Tyrannosaurus head, and then you make, You make a whole movie out of your stupid dream. You know when someone comes to you and they go, "Oh my god, you wouldn't believe the dream I had. First I was walking on water and then I went into a submarine," and they're talking to you about it like you're going to be just as fascinated as they are, when there's no way you could be, because yes, for them it was an incredible experience, but you can't translate that. You can't communicate the wonder you had at your dream, because it's just nonsense when you tell it to somebody. So David Lynch seems like the kind of person who thinks that if he makes a movie out of a dream he had, people are going to be able to share the experience with him, when they're not, because it's just gibberish. And then sometime later, probably in my 30s, I'm 47 right now, I think a friend of mine must have convinced me, give David Lynch another chance, check out Lost Highway, for example. Like somebody probably told me, you gotta watch Lost Highway, and then you'll really appreciate David Lynch. So I watched Lost Highway, and guess what? Okay, there was one or two cool scenes, like the guy on the screen right now. He's an interesting dreamlike character, but again, it's just one. David Lynch had a silly dream, and he decided to make a whole movie out of it. Now there's a boatload of critics that will argue that there's all this depth in there that I'm missing, and I'm just too stupid to have noticed all the deep ideas and imagery. But I just compare those people to, if you stare at a pot of water for 5 hours, you'll probably see all sorts of deep things. But that doesn't mean there was anything deep in the pot of water in the first place. Right? Like that picture right there. Okay, the video camera represents the ego pointing. It's like pointing a microscope into your soul. Yeah, using technology to peer into the soul or some crap, right? You can always find something deep if you're looking hard enough. I find it very self-indulgent to just make movies out of stupid dreams that you've had, where that's the whole point of the movie. And cardinal sin, there's no moral to any of his stories. Because there's no point. I think the guy that convinced me to watch that Lost Highway movie, to give David Lynch one last chance, I think it was him. And he's a big fan of the beatniks, and he's a fan of all the abstract kind of stuff. And he's a great guy. But random crap doesn't cut it enough for me to call it art. So rest in peace, David Lynch. You managed to make a career and to get new legions of fans. You managed to fool them all. If I was him, you know what I would want on my gravestone? I would want to write, I wanted to say, I can't believe I got away with it. Charlatan and fraud. God bless you. I mean, I guess if I could make movies and just make them about gibberish, like the dream I had last night, make a whole movie, get a whole... get financing and everything for some stupid dream I had, I probably wouldn't do it. I probably would have too much self-respect. But I guess it's better than watching like a Fast and Furious movie or something. Yeah, okay, I'll say it. That's the positive note I'll end on. He's a higher level artist than the people who made the Fast and Furious movies. Please like me. Please encourage me. Please comment on me. Please subscribe to me. Please notification bell. Thank you.